Welcome, welcome. It is Thursday and it is 1 o'clock and we are live and it is Karen 30 with Karen and Justin. Karen should be here any second, but for now you just got me. Today we've got someone really special, someone local who actually been looking forward to sitting down with when I heard that he was coming on. If you're from Burlington, there's probably a good chance you've either heard his music, you may have seen him perform, or you've probably at least heard his name somewhere on social media. Andrew Irving is a singer-songwriter who's not just putting music out there, he's telling real stories and the kind of stories that actually hit you, family life, mental health, the stuff that people don't always say out loud. And Karen has joined us as a rabbit of some kind right in the middle of my introduction, which
Easter,
is awesome.
Easter.
It's Easter. Oh, I see what you've done. I see what you've done.
Nice.
I love it. What I like about Andrew is it's not just about the music. He's using what he does to give back and make an impact right here in the community, which is awesome. So I'm excited. Andrew, thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Well,
it.
let's start with some easy softballs. You're a Burlington local. How has growing up in Burlington affected the music, the kind of music that you create?
That's a good question. Um, well, I mean, definitely, uh, as far as a sense of community and support, it was great. Um, I've been a Burlingtonian my whole life, so I think what's great is I was able to cut my teeth in this city, meet a lot of my friends in this city. My bandmates are all from Burlington.
Cool.
So I've been fortunate as far as it molding my music, like as far as my style of music and stuff. I think that was more of a sort of a cultural thing. But I
Mm,
think what Burlington gave me was a real sense of community. We've had some great bands come out of this city. So as
sure.
far as inspiration
Good
and
old
knowing that it
rainbow
can
butt
happen.
monkeys.
Yeah. Buddies of mine. And yeah,
Nice.
so I mean, so as far as yeah, as far as that goes, I think it was just great to understand that you could be from Burlington, be proud of being from Burlington and make it out worldwide from Burlington. So
I love it.
yeah.
Your songs do deal with some pretty heavy stuff sometimes relating to family and mental health and life struggles. Do you write for your like to heal yourself or connect with others, or what's the message behind that?
Um, I've never been very good at writing fluff that doesn't impact my life. Basically for my whole career, I've kind of documented every phase of my life through music. It's more like, journaling for me is is
Right.
sort of is sort of
Interesting.
what my songwriting is.
Mhm.
And that's kind of always been my lane. Um, I'm pretty vocal about the struggles I have with, the struggles I have had and have with mental health and addiction and all that type of stuff. And I know that that's something that impacts a lot of people. So I think when I sit down, if it's not something that comes from my heart, I just, I really just don't sing about it, you
Mhm.
know?
Well, that seems to be what drives you as an artist, and that's your inspiration in a way, your life. And I love
Yeah.
actually it's interesting because now we can look at it and go, well, the Burlington is a backdrop for all of that in a way, which is kind of interesting in and of itself. So I feel like my lights are very white. Anyway, I apologize for
Do
that.
we have a sample of his music?
Oh, well, can we have a sample? I don't know that he's prepared to do a sample right on the spot, but we can definitely send out some samples on the, or he might be able to. He's looking for a guitar. Who knows?
I
Um,
don't even know if I have a guitar in the car always, but
it's all good. No, we're good. So being a local artist comes with challenges. What's the hardest part of breaking through in the local scene, but then trying to push into a larger audience?
yeah, I mean, let's not, I'm not going to church it up at all. I mean, being an independent, uh, musician in Canada as a whole is a challenge, right? I mean, as far as population and who we get to market ourselves to in Canada, it's pretty small compared to the States. But I mean, for me, I've always had a drive. I think drive is the one thing that I've always had, ever since I started performing well, I started performing at 6 years old, but at about 12 or 13, I did my first world tour. And that drive's never went away. So for me, Um, I never really thought of Burlington as a place that I had to break out of, but I also did always feel embraced by my city, which I still do. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
fortunate. I'm very, very fortunate. The Burley, the beautiful owners of the establishments in Burlington put food on my kids' table, and I'm thankful for that. Um, as far as my impact on the world, I'm thankful for every new listener and every new viewer that I get. Um, I guess I've just been doing it for so long. I don't really even think about the breaking out part. I've just always
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of done my
Well,
thing.
the
You know what I
landscape
mean?
must have changed a little because things like TikTok and these video type apps for like just someone like me could sit in my basement and play some music. We've all heard about the Justin Bieber thing where he was on YouTube and someone found him and way back in the day. It's kind of the same thing but in a much larger scale now because it's so much more available for people.
Mhm.
That must in a way it must make it harder for you or each individual, but at the same time it allows a little bit bigger outlet for people to have that audience. It's this just
It's
like it's this
the
weird.
it's the double-edged sword, man. It's
Right.
the
Yeah.
double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had told me, back when I was touring in the 90s that I was going to have to become a content creator, I probably would have laughed at you. And I actually think music was better back then, and it was a
Yeah.
better
Oh, it
time,
was. Oh, I
you know, to
agree. Oh,
to be a
totally.
musician. I mean, I remember vividly my fondest memories of being a musician were, in my 20s and early 30s, where, you know, we were playing Toronto. Okay, so a month before we played Toronto, we get dropped off and we go poster 200 posters on poles, right? And we'd sell CDs. Remember that? CDs
Yeah.
Oh,
at
yeah.
shows
Yeah, yeah.
and T-shirts and merchandise, and we connect with the fans, and people listen to records and whatever. And then I never back then would have ever imagined a world that I'd be involved in where now I have to sit and put up a TikTok, or how well I'm doing would be based on how many people follow me online. Like, it's just
Do-
it's a crazy landscape for us right now.
Yeah.
So,
No.
so,
Go
so
ahead.
Andrew, do you actually go on TikTok and do your music?
Yes, it's necessary. I'm not going to say evil, but trust me, I held out for as long as I could until my team, that takes care of me. We're like, Andrew, you need to get onto every platform.
Yeah.
And I've become by default a content creator, because that's the way that we forward our career nowadays.
Yeah.
So
And
is your
that's go ahead, Karen.
so is your popularity grown since then?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I definitely have a larger reach, and it's kind of like I said, it is a double-edged sword, because do I want to be a content creator? No, I don't. I want to be a musician. That's what I do. I want to sing and play guitar and touch people's hearts that way. I don't really want to, go around making videos and putting them up on TikTok. But on the other hand, it's helped my worldwide visibility go up, which is always a great thing. More people I can impact, which is always a great thing.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, my numbers just keep going up, which is, I'm very thankful for that. Um,
I think as consumers, we're also very spoiled for choice in a lot of ways. And just finding music is just a different experience than it used to be. I mean, I remember Sunrise Records at the mall and lining
yeah,
up for new records that would come out, and you knew every, what is it, Tuesday I think it was, were the release days for
yeah,
records.
they drop it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and you'd go and line
yeah.
up in the morning and you'd wait and you'd go in and get your record, and that was it. Now it's like you have it all right here, right? And it's just so easy. And again, that double-edged sword becomes, the one, on the one hand, I'm sure it's more difficult to monetize that than it ever was before, right? I'm sure, because they talk about that a lot. I know Garth Brooks held out for a long time before putting anything on any kind of streaming platform, and finally I think he signed a deal with Amazon to do it all there. um, but
Shit.
um, but on the flip side, like, the amount of music I'm able to explore is wider than ever before. because for 15 bucks a month or whatever, I can have access to the entire catalog of worldly music that I could possibly imagine. You
And
know?
all you have to do is say, hey, can you play such and such a music? It comes.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the idea of just asking it to play dinner music and whatever comes up,
Sure.
it, comes up. It's kind of fun, you know?
I mean, it's put a lot of people out of jobs. That's what I would say.
I would agree with
Like
that too. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
day of record labels, you know, I need
Mm.
a record label so I can be heard in Europe. Well, that's done.
Yeah.
That's done. Whether we like that or not, that's done. But also the days of musicians getting paid is also done,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you're not I mean,
So Andrew, how do you get paid?
well, I perform nonstop, which is why right now I'm sitting in my drummer's gym because after I'm done with you, I'm about to work out
Nice.
because even at my age, I got to play 4 nights a week still, 5 nights a week to
And you
put
got to
food
be
on
in
the table.
shape.
Yeah, it doesn't get easier as you get older. Let's just put it that way. And
God bless these guys for bouncing around on stage like crazy.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
And I want to make another comment about, music to books. Okay. So novelists and have had the same problem because Amazon, you can write a book and they can produce it and that's it. And they take a percentage of anything you sell on Amazon. So it's the same thing. It's and it, publishers have disappeared. So, you know, it's
But again, it just
it's a
becomes
new
that double-edged
world.
sword. Yeah, that double-edged sword of being able to have control of your music. You're not hearing as many, Taylor Swift stories about people losing their music or Everclear for one. There was one of my favorite bands growing up. Everclear. I mean, they
for
got
sure.
hosed by their record label.
Yeah.
Hard.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
they don't have control anymore. The record labels have lost the control for that stuff, I think, more than ever. So let me ask you this. Talking about older bands and things like that. What sort of influence sort of came about as you were growing up? Like what has influenced your music? And has that changed over the years based on old man Andrew versus young man Andrew?
Yes.
That's actually
we're
no.
roughly the same
I love
age,
that.
so I can say
Hey, I take pride. It's funny. I say in my shows all the time when I'm singing Landslide, when I'm covering Landslide, uh, I say, I'm getting older. It's like I'm not dyeing the gray hair in my beard. I don't care what any label says.
Yeah.
I earned every one of these bad boys doing what I do. So it's staying. It's staying no matter what.
I
'Cause
love it. I love it.
I am aware that I'm older and I don't want to be that 21-year-old punk country artist that, that's not my genre. I'll stay in my lane. But
That's fair.
anyways, my it's kind of funny. Like my taste in music always has been, and when I say this, I mean the real term pop music, which I mean is popular music, not Britney Spears. And growing up, it's funny. Like a lot of people are into punk rock and I mean as much as I love punk rock. In fact, in the '90s, I played in a really successful punk rock band. But my own influences was always artists like U2 and the Smiths and the Cure and that sensibility of music and my own original music that I would write and perform was a lot in that genre. I've always loved singer-songwriters, you know, so really I find myself somewhere in the middle of like The Cure and Johnny Cash. Like those are
I love that
those are
range.
those are the things. I mean, um, my sensibility about writing from the heart definitely came from people like Johnny Cash, right? Like it's like wear it on your sleeve, wear what you stand for on your sleeve, and if people don't like it, that's fine, right? But say something, right? And so I've always kind of liked artists who have something to say. Um, and my, I've discovered new artists along the way. Like one of my favorite artists right now is a guy named Steven Wilson Jr. He's a
Oh,
singer-songwriter.
oh,
And so there's
so
new
good.
guys that I find along the way, but they always sort of, in all honesty, they always kind of fit in a box where I've always kind of been, right? New people come in and I add them into that spot. But Yeah.
On the line of Steven Wilson Jr., he's got probably one of the most incredible covers I think anyone's ever heard of
Oh yeah.
Stand By Me.
Oh yeah.
And you mentioned your cover of Landslide. Like, what's your favorite cover right now? Like, what are you doing that really stirs emotion and brings you out?
Well, I've been closing my show with My Father's Son by Stephen Wilson Jr.
That's a
At
good song
every
too.
at every
Cool.
show. Sometimes I don't get through that.
Oh no, that's
Landslide is one where I kind of do my own version of it, and those lyrics are really powerful. Um, yeah, I um, I would probably say My Father's Son, to be honest, right now. Also, a song called Son of a Sinner by Jelly Roll. You
mm-hmm.
know, my favorite songs are the ones that I hear and I go, man, I wish I wrote that.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that.
And
You know
those are
what
those
though?
songs.
Storytelling is such an important part, and you've dialed it in. I know, and I think you're resonating with other people that have also become masters at storytelling. Those songs you're mentioning are all just incredible stories, right? Like, and
Mhm.
we I laugh about that because every day I talk in real estate, I talk about marketing and storytelling and marketing because
Mhm.
storytelling is much more effective and being memorable than just facts alone, you know.
Absolutely.
And so being able to turn that into something meaningful in music is so incredible. It's actually such a skill that I'm very uh, jealous of in a way because it's just music is so wonderful and beautiful. And
So are you going to give us a few?
are you asking again for him to play? For God's sake,
Yes,
no,
just
he
to,
doesn't have
just
a
to
guitar.
sing, just to
Jesus.
sing.
Let's talk about his local community support. Let's go there first and see if he wants to do it.
Okay.
No, Andrew.
It's all good. So
I'm looking around in the studio back there. Sorry, go ahead.
we've got you've done some local like supported some local initiatives. um how important is that support for you? Like why has that been a part of your career?
Well, I mean, in all honesty, um, Burlington has always supported me. Every time
Mm,
I've needed them to, the community has supported me. And that's been pretty much for my whole career, even in moments in my career when I probably, to be honest, didn't deserve to have support. I always sort of did. So, in turn, I like to give back to initiatives that I think are important, right?
Mhm.
And because I write songs that that I think relate directly to troubles that people have, I like to support the people that are supporting those people. So, um, the mental health, um, the mental health sector is terribly under talked about and underfunded. And, I'm actually very, very, very happy to see that our own Joseph Brand is opening up a mental health ward, which is just incredible. And I can't talk too much, but I think I'm going to be involved in that with the city. And yeah, so it's like I said, because I think I write music that I hope or I pray that has an impact on people. I like to give back to organizations that tangibly touch out and help those people.
uh it's I love that idea of just giving back to the place that gave you. I think that's
Mhm.
just really cool in and of itself, and it's
Yeah,
something that we can all or should all aspire to, quite frankly.
Yeah.
you know
yeah.
so I really love that idea. Okay, so I want to there's a bunch of questions here and I'm looking at them, I'm like, no, I need to know who someone incredible that you've worked with and someone incredible that you want to work with.
Mm.
How about that?
I'm going to tell you two incredible people that I've recently worked with.
Cool.
Um, so one would be the amazing Carl Jennings, who is
Oh,
the frontman for
love Carl.
Carl Jennings is the Yoda of musicians in this area, Burlington,
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton. You talk to any uh, professional musician who's they've either have a great respect or they've worked with Carl Jennings, and I'm super honored to be able to call that guy a friend.
Mm.
And he just recorded my new single called "If I'm Not All Right," and it was an experience that was so far, it was so impactful, and it was so far above what he produced was so far above what I ever could have imagined. It was just incredible. I
Mm.
mean, just that guy's talent. And so that would be one person. The other person who does a lot of work with me is a guy named Derek Downham out of Toronto, who's a really large producer and songwriter, and we've done a lot of stuff. I mean, I've um, you know, Hometown Heroes and Scars and a bunch of those songs he produced and recorded them, and so he would be those two guys would be the wheelhouse or the guys who have really helped inspire me in the last year. Who would I want to work with? Who would I want to work with? Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin, of course. That guy's an awesome dude. I love that guy.
Only
So good.
because Rick Rubin, I don't know if you've ever just heard him talk about music and
Mhm.
producing, but he said one of the most amazing things that I absolutely relate to. He said, if you make music thinking about other people liking it, it's never going to work. The reward is that you're creating something that's a piece of art for you.
Yeah.
And if other people like it, that's great. If other people don't like it, that's fine because
Yeah.
the impact that that'll have is far greater than writing something that you think the populace of the world is going to care about.
Yeah.
And that's Rick Rubin's philosophy, and I love that.
I love it too. There's two incredible shows you can watch with Rick Rubin. One is My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman. He interviewed Rick Rubin.
Hmm.
That
Oh,
was an
nice.
amazing interview.
I haven't seen
If
that.
you
That's
have
great.
Netflix and you want to go watch that show, like just the genius of Rick Rubin comes out of that show. And I actually
Hmm.
discovered another artist who the name escapes me because of that show, because he was with another artist recording, and it was an unbelievable song about looking in the rearview mirror. Like nothing, you can't do anything looking in the rear view. You have to look at what's ahead of you. It was a really cool message, and it
Yeah.
really just resonated with me. The second
Yeah.
show is the show. I don't know if you ever saw it on, I don't know if it's Apple or Disney, where Rick Rubin was with Paul McCartney and they were stripping down the Beatles music, like note by note and instrument by instrument to get these different and just have these in-depth conversations. And it's like,
Wow.
if you were watching two mechanics talk about a race car and the intricacies of race car driving and the things that go into automobiles, that's what it was
Hmm.
like, but for music. And it just, you don't understand what goes into music until you're Andrew Irving and Rick Rubin and these guys that are in this industry every day. It's
Hmm.
unbelievable to see. So I can appreciate why you would want to work with someone like that, because he is just insane. Okay, now crazy world tour stories. That's what we really want to
Hmm.
know. I had another musician on my previous podcast and she worked with Burton Cummings, and I said, did he throw TVs out hotel windows, or like what's Burton Cummings like? And she was like, he's kind of normal. And I'm like, that's so boring. I need something cool. Tell me something awesome.
Well, uh, tell you something awesome. Well,
Mhm. Favorite road story. Let's go there. Let's
wow.
call it
Favorite road story. Favorite road story.
the favorite
Oh my
PG
goodness.
road story.
Right, 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 right. Well, as I have told you, I have mellowed out in the last
Mhm.
you know in the last 9 years or 8 years, right? But before then, I'm sure if you ask Andrew Irving stories, even around Burlington, I'm sure people have some. But what I would say, one of my most memorable moments would be when we got to do a tour with Junk House
Mm.
back in the 90s. And that led us to play Edgefest.
Oh, cool.
And so here's a great story, very PG, very short story. So we were on uh, we were on sort of like a side stage, but there were some great bands on there. Like actually, Finger 11 was on that stage that year.
Cool.
And so, anyways, uh, I was out at the beer gardens with my partner at the time, and I was hanging out, and all of a sudden, my manager came up and he goes, "What are you doing lining up for the beer garden?" And I was like, "Well, I'm gonna get a beer. What are you talking about?" And he goes, "That pass around your neck, dude. That's like you just go backstage." And so, for better or worse, I said, "Whoa, all right, later." And I left and I went backstage. Well, immediately when I went backstage, I was hungry. So I used to be a little and I can at times now be a little self-entitled, but I decided maybe I just jumped the line a little bit because there was a long lineup for the food. So as I jump the line, I'm standing there and then I feel a tap on my shoulder and I turn around and it's a monster guy, like huge. And then uh, he goes, are you headlining tonight? And I went, no, I already played. And he goes, oh, you seem like you're in a hurry. And I went, well, I'm hungry. And he goes, so am I. Well, it was Edwin from My Mother Earth, who I cut in line, who was headlining Edgefest that year. And he was actually very gracious and let me get my hamburger. But what I would say is that is an intimidatingly large man to cut in line, and also probably not the best play when you're an up and coming.
Right.
When you're looking for people to tour with, that's probably not a great way to get on their radar,
You blew it.
is to be the guy that cut in line because you think that, you deserve the food more than him. So that would be probably the most PG story that we can share.
We'll save the rest for another podcast.
Yeah. I mean, there was some wild tours, like I said, with Junk House and things like that, where every now and then I wake up in the morning and I go, oh, I am still here. I made it through that. That's good. Life in the 90s as a musician was a lot different than life nowadays.
And I can only imagine how social media has changed things for artists and things like that as well, trying to just be a little more out of the way as opposed to some of the stuff that you probably got away with back in the day.
Well, this is what I will say. Now this is what happens at my shows. I see the camera up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's recording all the time.
Yeah.
And so I'm very aware that everyone is watching all the time.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing in the 90s.
No.
And trust me,
Yeah.
I'm so glad they didn't have camera phones and things back when I was cutting my teeth and coming up.
That's funny.
But now, the world's changed. Nowadays,
that changes the experience for the user too, and to be able to sit there. And I often, I'll record for 5 seconds just to show that I was somewhere and have that memory. But there's something about just sitting and listening to the music and actually being engaged in the concert that's important to me when I'm at an event. Like my favorite band of all time, Blue Rodeo. Okay. I'll go to a Blue Rodeo show and I'll just be in the show. Take a picture to show that I was there. Great. Maybe a little video to send to my dad. He loves them too. Awesome. But be present, people, is my message to the world. How about be present? Looking at the world through a screen isn't the best way to do life.
I mean, I feel honored in honesty when people are at my shows and they record, because clearly what I'm doing,
exactly.
they want to have a memory from it. So I'm not discouraging it at all, because I think it's a very big compliment for me, and I love that people want to have that memory. But on the other hand, I always I want to ask them, like, what are you going to do with that? Like with that.
That is odd too, right?
So here's
little snippet.
Here's an old school person talking, right? And first of all, my favorite band is Rolling Stones, and
Nice.
I went to the Montreal Forum to see them when I was younger, and they blew my ears out. So that was cool because there was no ear protection at all at that time. But the thing is that when you record something like that, you save it, and when you die, it'll play in it's part and parcel of your favorite of your videos, and you're this and you're that. But
yeah.
Well, and circling back, I saw the Rolling Stones up north when they played a few years back. What's that place called up near Aurelia? I forget. There's that big open outdoor facility. Anyway, it was a cool show. It was supposed to be their last show, and it was before their drummer passed away. It was amazing. It was just a great show.
But that's the Molson in Barrie, near Barrie.
No. It was Burl's Creek or something like that. Or
sure. Yeah.
And so my point in saying that is that guy jumps around the stage like he's 20 years old still. I don't know how. I don't know how he does it. Now, granted, he did take breaks in between when they did a few things and they had some solos, and he would disappear off stage and probably get injected with something to pop him back up again. I don't know, but
well, that's why he's so skinny.
They've found some some things to take that keep them young that I don't know about yet.
It's
That's what I
unreal
would say.
there, but it's just the music is what I love about, some of those bands is that music still stands today above all else.
That,
Oh
You know,
yeah.
and when you, Andrew, when you said that the music was better in, even in the 80s and 90s, I agree with you. And actually my partner and I were talking about that last night, and it's the music today is like,
it
okay,
feels synthetic a lot of ways, in a lot of
yeah.
ways.
Well, when computers can write a song, okay,
Mm,
and put it online and get millions of views, I think we have a problem,
I think we have
right?
it. Yes,
I
yes.
think I think we have a large mountain to climb because it's actually funny. The agent that I work with, he, one of the greatest things that he helped me in my career with was he said, I love the fact that you have something to say and you have a story to tell. Because at the end of the day, that'll cut through. Because
Mm.
so many AI songs and bogus stuff gets uploaded every day that people are consuming. Like you said, because it's all at your fingertips, they're consuming this, right? Even if for a minute something I write uh, feels authentic and doesn't feel like a computer produced it, like all the country stuff that's going on right now.
Mm.
Um, and I mean, sorry, country guys, like it's great. There's a lot of you that are incredible, but all I'm saying is, you know, it's a joke that you can structure a country song and then play every country song that's out there right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and so I guess my point is, um, in a world that seems very plastic at the moment, I'll always try
It's a
to
good
do my
word. That's
best.
a very good word.
I'll always try to do my best to be as authentic as I can, whether that is a detriment to me or it's not in my career.
Mm.
Mm.
You
At the
know,
end of the day, you just want to, I mean, being true to yourself is what else can you ask for? And if the people like it, the people like it. If they don't, so be it. It is what it is. You're still true to yourself and you're sticking to what you want. I mean, this is that whole thing about not selling out to the man from the 90s. You know what I mean?
totally,
It's the thing coming all
absolutely.
back full circle.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, you know, I'd also say, like, back when I started my career, you had to be good. Like you
Mm,
had to perform well.
Yeah.
yes.
Your
Is,
band, your
and you
band
know
had to
what?
be good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
that's true.
everybody, not everybody could. Not, I mean, I remember in Toronto getting told that I needed to be better to even get a spot at places like the Horseshoe or Lee's
Mm,
Palace. You better come back better. You better be better, right? And you better be able to perform and sing and play your guitar and have all those things, right?
Yeah.
And that's gotten lost
Yeah.
over the years. That's
Yeah.
gotten
but
lost,
That's
also,
and
true.
that's
True.
so,
That's
so,
true.
but also, has it not made it so that in order to really break through, you have to be that much better? I don't know. Like, is that, you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah.
would it,
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a reason why Stephen Wilson Jr. is blowing up. There's a reason
right.
because that's an incredibly gifted, amazingly talented performer and songwriter. And when you go see him, and then you see a generic plastic show,
Yeah.
there's a world of difference between those two things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the world still wants, as far as I'm concerned, people still want that Stephen Wilson Jr.
I agree.
You know, I I never feel egotistical enough to say that people want the Andrew Irving music, but what I would say is that's why that music is always going to matter, right? And that's why classic bands are always going to matter, and that's why when you hear a Rolling Stones song, it's always going to hit you different,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's why, yeah, I mean, the guys who rise above and make the biggest impact and aren't gone in a year are the guys who connect with people, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I agree. So what's next for Andrew Irving? What's on the docket? Any big dreams,
Wow.
projects, or
There's a lot.
shows?
There's a lot going on, a lot. And there has been a lot. And like I
Amazing.
said, I'm thankful and blessed that my career, you know, I thought maybe I'd be on the downward spiral of my career, but I just signed a development deal a couple weeks ago. I can't say the label and stuff yet, but so that's in the works, and me and the guys in the band um, are writing right now. We just got done a session last night writing for the new deal, and so that's incredible. I just released um, couple of months ago, the single "If I'm Not Alright," and shot a video for it up in Campbellville in a beautiful old United Church. I think that was from like the 1940s or 30s
Yeah,
or something.
that's
Is crazy.
Mm.
And then just a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I released another new song called "Memories of You," and I shot a video actually at my grandma's grave, because she was my mom growing up. And so yeah, so we went and shot a video, both with an amazingly talented guy named Dale Rosine, or Dale Lee online. And so right now we're in the middle of, I'm in the middle of promoting that and getting those songs out and into people's hands. And then just maintaining my playing schedule, which is always insane. It's like I said, I'm very blessed, and I don't take a minute of it for granted that I get to play 4 nights a week, because a lot of people, want to be in my shoes, and I just feel super blessed that I get to be doing what I do. Right. So as far as for the future, it's work on some new material and get some new stuff written that I think is going to touch people's hearts. And then, people will just see me playing all over the place.
Well, we are going to put all of the details of your upcoming stuff in the chat below underneath the video, and in our YouTube comments and things like that. So very much appreciate you. You have a new fan.
Thanks.
So that's me.
Oh, appreciate
You have a
it
new
both.
fan here?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So,
And I'm
well,
sure
you know
I
what?
couldn't sing.
What's that?
I said I'm really sorry I couldn't perform.
Yeah, well, you know what?
I'm
Maybe
very
next
upset
time.
with that. I'm very upset.
But if you'd like to see me perform,
There
just
you
go to andrewirvingmusic.com, and all my shows are listed there.
Oh,
And I
good,
will
cool.
sing for you.
There we go. That's where we'll do it, and we'll post it and do all the things.
Good.
I
cool.
won't totally watch through a screen, but I'll use it for advertising for you as well.
I love that.
Oh, Andrew.
Awesome.
Very good, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone. Thanks for listening. And we will have all the details for Andrew's music below. Awesome, dude. I could hang out with you, Andrew. You're a good guy. I like you.
Well, let's hang out, man.
All right,
We
let's
don't just
do it.
gotta
We'll
hang
set
out
it
via
up.
Zoom. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Big world. Let's do it.
All right, man.
Appreciate
We're
you
going to
both.
set this up. Some
Yeah.
debauchery will ensue, I'm sure. Let's have a good day, everyone. We'll see you next
Have a
Thursday.
good day. See you next
Much
week.
love, y'all. Appreciate it.